What's going on, guys? It's Wispin here, and welcome back to another video. Today, we are going to be covering the brand new Pixelmon 7.0.7 update. So this update is a little bit smaller than, say, the Pixelmon 7.0 update, which is to be expected, but there are some really cool things in this update that I think are definitely going to make playing Pixelmon a whole lot more fun. So before we get into all of the brand new changes, I want to quickly say, if you want to play on my Pixelmon server, the IP is pokecentral.org. All of the links that you need to download and install Pixelmon can be found in the description down below. At the time I'm recording this video, we are not on Pixelmon 7.0.7, but we will be updating very soon, so keep an eye out and make sure to come join me online. And if you want to stay up to date with server-specific updates, make sure to go ahead and join my Discord. We just got partnered. There's over 16,000 members, so if you need any help with anything related to installing Pixelmon or you have any questions, join there. There's a support channel. You'll pretty much always be able to get an answer with that many people on the server. Now, with all that aside, let's go ahead and get into the brand new updates. So the first thing I'm going to go ahead and just show quickly, because it's been in the background this whole time, is a few new models for some Pokemon. So these are basically just updated, smoother models. They look a little bit better than the old models, and they added new models for Venonat, Venomoth, Magby, Tepig and his evolution line, Snivy and his evolution line, and then, of course, Oshawott and his evolution line. So all of these are brand new models. I think they look really great. Still waiting for them to add. If anyone that is on the Pixelmon development team or support team or anything like that sees this video, I appreciate all of these models. I think they look great. But what's going on with my boy Paris here? He's literally just a block still. Come on, update, please. Please update Paris. I love Paris. He's a great Pokemon, but this model, it just does not fit in with the rest of the Pokemon in this world. I believe, actually, Farfetch'd is the same way. I'm sure they'll get updated eventually, but these two, they need some help. So another smaller update this time around was actually Emboar and Servine got new Halloween textures. Now, if you want to go ahead and figure out how to get your own Halloween textures on any Pixelmon server or in your single-player world, I'll have the video in the little eye icon in the top right corner of your screen, so you can go ahead and check that out. It's pretty cool. You can do it any time of the year, not just during like Halloween and fall. You can do it anytime. It basically just depends on the moon cycle in Minecraft. But watch that video if you want specifics for how you can actually spawn these guys in. So moving along, we have another pretty small update, definitely not the coolest change in this version, which we will get into here in a minute. We have Repel crafting recipes. So Repels have been in the game for a while, but they added crafting recipes, which is a regular Repel, use redstone, aluminum ingots, and then an iron nugget up in the top right corner. Same recipe for the super Repels, but instead of the redstone, you actually use glowstone. And then for the max Repel, you use gunpowder, and it's the same crafting recipe for the rest of it. So just for a quick little update, Repels basically just prevent aggressive Pokemon from attacking you. I know on the Poke Central network, we actually just have aggressive Pokemon completely disabled because they get to be a little bit annoying. But if you're in single player or on another server that has them enabled, these could be really useful. I believe the lowest tier, the Repel, gives you 5 minutes, the Super Repel gives you 15, and the Max Repel gives you 30 minutes of Repel time. So you're probably better off going with the Max Repel if you can get yourself some gunpowder. All right, so now we're getting into my favorite update of this entire update, which is the brand new Pokedex GUI. Now, this goes hand in hand with my other favorite update, but we're going to talk about the Pokedex first, and then we'll get into the shiny charms after, and I'll let you know exactly how that is going to work. So this is the new Pokedex GUI. All you have to do is press I, it opens up, and you can go and you can look through all of the different Pokemon that you've caught, seen, and then your actual Pokedex completion percentage is shown as well, which I think is a fantastic update. I might actually use the Pokedex in Pixelmon for the first time ever now because I never really used the old one. You can also search for specific Pokemon. For example, I could type in Rayquaza and I could search for him if I wanted to find out a little bit more about the Pokemon, like a description, its typing, its Pokedex number, how much it weighs, how big it is. That seems a little bit off. Some of these Pokedex entries are very strange, but I think that's how they are in the main series game as well. So previously, unless you were playing on a server that added them in themselves, there was no reward for completing the Pokedex, but starting now, if you complete your Pokedex, you will get access to what is called a shiny charm. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with this from the main series games, but basically it just increases the chance of you finding shiny Pokemon in the wild, and I believe the number for Pixelmon is actually 3 times as often. So normally the default for shinies is 1 in 4,096. If you have your shiny charm from completing your Pokedex, you have to complete 100% of the Pokedex. It gets boosted up to 3 in 4,096. Now, I believe the way that this is actually going to work is basically it's going to take whatever the rate is on the server you're playing on and multiply that times 3. So for example, 1 in 4,096, I personally find to be way too high of a rate for shinies on a server with 100 players. Usually there's like 3,000 Pokemon spawned into the world, so there would pretty much always be a shiny. So we actually have the rate increased a little bit, but if you get this shiny charm, you'll still be 3 times more likely to find shinies than you normally would. Now, from what I've heard, it is currently bugged. You will not get the shiny charm if you complete your Pokedex. They are working on a fix for that, which will most likely be released in Pixelmon 7.0.8, but it's really cool to see that they are implementing features like this. Currently, if you are in a single-player world with cheats enabled, or you are the owner or an admin on a server and you have permission to do this, you can actually just type /shinycharm and your username, and it will actually unlock it for you so that you don't actually have to complete your Pokedex first. And then if you open up your inventory, you can see it right here next to where your Mega Rig normally is. You can click on that. You can turn it off if you want. I don't know why you would ever do that, but you can. So another small change, apparently your Pokemon can heal over time if they're in your party and they're weak. I don't know exactly how this works. The exact change log entry is Pokemon now heal slowly while wandering around with a chance to revive from fainting and to heal status effects as well. Now, I've had this Charizard on my team fainted for a really long time now. He has not revived, so I don't know what the exact chances are. And then my Pikachu, I got down to 6 out of 11 health. I've had it thrown out and running around. I've just been running around with it still in its Pokeball. It has not healed at all, so I don't know what exactly is going on with that. I don't know if it's a server side thing because I am on our test server right now, or if it's just a bug with this version of Pixelmon and it will be fixed in 7.0.8. But for now, that is a feature that's in the changelog. I don't know how exactly it works. I can't figure it out, but it's still a really cool update, and once it's working, it will be really nice to have. So some quick changes to how Meltan is obtained. Instead of actually mining iron ore, it is now based off you smelting iron ore, which I think is a much better process because previously I'm pretty sure you could just place down iron ore, mine it, place it again, mine it, and you could basically cheat the system, whereas now you actually have to smelt the iron ore, which means there's really no good way to cheat it, and it's, I believe, 1 in 8,092 chance to spawn in when you're smelting ore, and then you actually have to smelt more ore in order to evolve it. So you have to smelt 400 iron ore while the Meltan is in your party in order to evolve it, which I think is a much better system than the previous one. So that is really cool. Glad to see those changes coming through. But you probably noticed these 3 Pokemon on my team: Necrozma, Solgaleo, and Lunala. Again, I say this in pretty much every video. I don't know how to pronounce Pokemon names. I'm sorry. If you guys get annoyed by that, just deal with it. It's okay. Everything's going to be fine. I just kind of make up pronunciations, and then I change it every time I say the Pokemon's name. Before we actually showcase what exactly is going on with these 3, I will say there was a changelog entry saying that Ultra Beasts now have a powerful aura. I don't know what that means. There's no aura on this Pokemon when I throw it out. I don't know what it's supposed to do or indicate or anything like that. If you guys have any ideas, let me know down in the comment section below. But yeah, I could not figure it out, so I don't know for sure. So we have our Necrozma here, and we have our Solgaleo, and their Lunala, and we have our Insolarizer and our Lunarizer. So if you right-click with the Insolarizer, you'll actually evolve into, I believe this guy is called... I don't actually have any idea. I haven't played Gen 7. What am I doing? I don't know. This guy is called something. So this is Duskmane Necrozma, and it's really cool on its own, but now, with this brand new update, if you actually put this Z Crystal on your Pokemon, you actually have to, I believe, put him back in your party, and then throw him out again, and then you can actually basically the same way you Mega Evolve a Pokemon outside of battle. You press B to cycle through the external moves, and then you press G to go ahead and use Ultra Burst, which will turn him into Ultra Necrozma, which is absolutely incredible. This Pokemon is insane. It is so cool. If you guys get this on Poke Central, let me know, because this thing is just the coolest. And of course, you can do the exact same thing with Lunala. So if you just use the N Lunarizer, it'll actually turn into, I believe this is Dawn Wings Necrozma. And you can actually, again, you have to take it back into your party and throw it out for that to show up. Then you can Ultra Burst into Ultra Necrozma. Now, as far as I'm aware, the Pokemon is the same no matter which legendary you use, Lunala or Solgaleo. So it doesn't really make much of a difference, but this thing is just absolutely incredible. I'm actually curious to see if it has a shiny form, because I've never played Generation 7. I don't know for sure, but this could be really cool to check out. So let's figure that out. All right, so I've gone ahead and changed my Necrozma into its shiny form. If we do that, we can actually see Dawn Wings Necrozma, and then we should be able to Ultra Burst this Pokemon into the shiny Ultra Necrozma. I've never seen this before. I don't know what it looks like, but this could be pretty cool. Wow. Yeah, that is even cooler than the non-shiny form for sure. What a cool Pokemon. So if you guys are wondering how exactly you get these different Pokemon, the N Solarizer and the N Lunarizer actually have a 50% chance to spawn on your Necrozma when you find it in the wild. So it's a super rare item, really difficult to get, but it's really cool if you can manage to get your hands on it. And I believe you can get the Z Crystal that you need for the Ultra Necrozma just through the top tier of Pokeloots and possibly even the top tier of Boss Drops, so I can't 100% confirm that. It's probably going to be different on every server that you play on. I definitely recommend, if you're playing single player, you can actually just check your own configuration files and you can figure that out for the exact details. But either way, that is pretty cool. There are a few other bug fixes that I wanted to talk about because I think they're important. I excluded most of them because a lot of it is a little bit boring, but there are 4 bugs that I picked out that were fixed that I think are worth mentioning. So number 1, statuses not making Pokemon easier to catch has been fixed. This has apparently been a bug for years. So things like Paralyze and Sleep, which technically should make the catch rate of a Pokemon go up, make it easier to catch, that has not actually been in effect for years, which is news to me. I kind of had an idea that it wasn't really working properly, but I didn't know it wasn't working at all, and that has apparently been fixed now, so that is great. You should actually be able to catch Pokemon in the wild a little bit easier. Number 2 is actually Pokemon not being able to be thrown into tall grass. So, for example, grass like this, previously, you couldn't throw your Pokemon into that. If you were trying to battle wild Pokemon and there was grass all over the floor, it could be a little bit difficult at times. That has actually been fixed, which is great news. Keldeo actually now changes into its Resolute form upon learning Secret Sword, which previously was a bug that wouldn't work. So anybody that has a Keldeo, you should be able to get that now. And then the final thing is actually grief prevention, canceling Pokemon spawns. So our server, Poke Central, uses a mod called Grief Prevention. Most other servers, as far as I'm aware, use it as well. And there was a bug with that prevented Pokemon from spawning in for specific players. So if you were in the wild, no Pokemon were spawning around you at all. It might have been because of this bug, and it has since been fixed, which is super awesome to hear. And there is definitely a lot of really cool stuff in this update. But anyways, guys, for the entire full changelog, which has a whole lot more bug fixes and a couple of other minor things that I didn't feel were really worth mentioning, you can go ahead and visit reforged.gg. They should have the list there for you guys. You can download this version of the mod there as well, or you can use our Poke Central mod pack, which will be linked down in the description. It keeps you up to date with the Poke Central server, and I definitely recommend using that. But with that being said, if you guys did enjoy this update, if you want to see more update videos like this every single time Pixelmon releases new content, make sure to go ahead and leave a like on the video so I know you guys are enjoying. Subscribe to the channel because I most likely will continue to post videos like this in the future. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.